If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. When it comes to living as healthy and able as possible and doing it as long as possible, if you don't balance on one leg with one eye closed for 30 seconds, you might as well pack it up. Ha. I haven't told them that. Huh. Well, at least it sets the stage for today. Let's go. Yo, 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 what is up? Welcome back to another week of How to Health. My name is Kevin. I run liftingbalance.com, where we take aim at all things health and longevity and do it in an odd, weird, interesting, and highly sarcastic way. Today, we are once again revisiting the importance of our structural self. Not only because we have some super cool data that's going to make you want to stand on one leg and time yourself, because we do, but because without it, we'd be, well, without anything, let alone our longevity. And if you've been around these parts, this is not a new topic. As you know, we have thoroughly broken down the importance of bone density, skeletal muscle, and neuromuscular strength across a number of deep dives, reiterating throughout that all of the above do much more than just make you look cool naked.
Oh, behave.
Although that's a plus, it's far from the top benefit. Maybe like benefit 4 or 5. But, as we've also discussed, keeping these components of our structural self literally becomes an uphill battle as we accumulate chronological years on this beautiful floating rock. And as our modern lifestyle of ultra-processed, nutrient-scarce foods, along with our ultra-sedentary, ultra-comfortable, yet somehow always stressed living, create a perfect storm for deterioration when combined with the natural shift in human hormonal biology, which starts in our 30s and accelerates once we hit 60, promoting the loss of skeletal muscle in favor of fat, a phenomenon called sarcopenia, a loss of bone density in favor of nothing, osteoporosis, and a loss of neuromuscular coordination in favor of, well, discombobulation. That last one may not be in the scientific dictionary, but I think you get what I mean. Resulting in an acceleration of cellular dysfunction, and thus a laundry list of chronic diseases and conditions that plague the modern average intelligent walking ape. Oh, and set the stage for the biggest longevity risk that people face once they hit 65 years of age. Nope, not cancer, or heart disease, or even diabetes. Risk of complications from falls. Yep. Unintentional falls are the leading cause of injuries among adults over 65 years of age, and their long-lasting side effects set the stage for a rapid decline in one's health span. And guess what? Most falls among older adults are a result of a loss of balance. Who would have thunk? But we'll get there in just a minute. Now, all of this doom and gloom is missing one key, critical, sweat-inducing fact. You get where I'm going here? Its probability of happening dramatically decreases if you do what the majority of the population doesn't and use it. In other words, use and nourish your body consistently in a way which stimulates the growth and preservation of muscle mass, bone density, and overall coordination. Because without those three things, simply living, doing what you've always done, hopefully enjoying life, becomes a major liability when you hit 60 and beyond. The simple reality being that it's at this critical crossroads where all of the things that you've done throughout your life leading up to this point, along with the ones that you are consistently doing present day, which determine if you are going to live those last 10 to 40 years of your life to the very fullest, or in a state of morbidity, physically and mentally deteriorating at a faster rate each year. Because there is a clearly observed association between an elderly individual's physical capabilities and their mental acuity, with a lot of possible reasons why. Moral of the story, if you do not use it, aka your body, you will most likely lose it, aka your health, much sooner than you should. So finding a good, lifelong, healthy balance is key. A beautiful segue into this new study. Researchers out of the Mayo Clinic sought to see what had the strongest association to aging when it comes to the three juggernauts of physical abilities: walking, or overall gait, balance, and strength. To do this, they recruited 40 healthy, independent people over the age of 50 and subjected them to a series of tests, including variations of balancing with eyes open and closed, grip and knee strength, and walking tests, observing which one may be able to compete with the long-lasting standard of grip strength of being the best telltale sign of accelerated aging. So, what did they find? Well, first off, that gait parameters, aka the walking stuff, did not seem to be significantly affected by age, which is good. You know, to know that we don't completely revert back to our one-year-old self. And because walking is kind of a OG necessity for life, as we've discussed here. Until, that is, Elon's robots start carrying us around and stuff. You know what? We digress. That being said, when researchers analyzed knee and grip strength as well as all of the balance parameters, they saw a different story. They did, in fact, find that there was a significant decline with age, with one particular combo being the clear winner for best indication of worst decline. And that was standing on one leg, specifically the non-dominant leg, with one eye closed attempting to balance for 30 seconds, which, when you think about it, and as the authors call out, kinda makes sense. Quoting, "Balance is an important measure because in addition to muscle strength, it requires input from vision, the vestibular system, and the somatosensory systems. So, changes in balance are noteworthy. If you have poor balance, you're at risk of falling, whether you're moving or not. And falls are a severe health risk with serious consequences." I couldn't have said it better myself. So, this brings us to probably the most important question of this video. Should we be doing balancing exercises each day to live long and finish strong? Well, maybe, but in my non-expert opinion, there's probably a better approach. Welcome to the just move your ass section of the show, because that is literally all you really have to find a way to do in order to avoid and mitigate this problem. Consistently doing things that we were innately built to do, expressing our biological gift of movement with thought, the gift that has allowed our species to evolve and prosper for thousands of years, something that the majority of modern humans just simply do not do. So whether you're someone who does better under structure and prefers a gym or instructor-led environment, or someone who likes activities such as golf, tennis, or pickup sports, or even someone who gets their physical activity through their day job, just moving, in a safe manner of course, is the major solution to this biological puzzle. Now, this is not to say that it can prevent all of the negative effects of chronically deprived sleep and an inflammatory ultra-processed diet, because it can't, as we've seen in videos like this one. But what it will do is stimulate a biochemical shift which sends the signal to neurons to improve neurophysical coordination and neuromuscular strength. It'll tell muscle to ramp up muscle protein synthesis, preserving, maintaining, and even growing skeletal muscle, which happens to be one of the most metabolically active tissues that we have, and super important for the prevention of metabolic diseases like diabetes across the board, and also trigger bone-building osteoblasts to make our skeletal self more dense. A reaction to all that added good stress of more muscle and strength. And although we can spend years debating the minutia of what exercise is best for what, how to maximize hypertrophy and improve neuromuscular strength the fastest, along with the best times of day to train, walk, run, do yoga, and even interpretive dance. I know you do that last one. We all do. The most important aspect of keeping your structural self living long and finishing strong is intentionally, methodically, and consistently moving your badonkadonk each and every day. Remembering that if you don't, you are setting yourself up for a figurative and literal fall in longevity later in life, likely impairing you from doing something that is more important than you could imagine at this present moment, like playing with or even seeing your grandkids. So the time to invest is now. The good news being, data suggests that we can improve our structural self at any age. Young, old, that weird middle area where young people call you old and old people call you young. It all works. In fact, as little as 6 weeks of resistance training, 2 days a week, has been shown to improve balance and stability in older adults. And if they can do it, you certainly can too. An even more intriguing part being, the data also suggests that you will be improving and preserving your cognition as a byproduct. Funny how things work like that, huh? It's like all our biological systems, which have traditionally been treated separately, are actually connected. If you're interested, I'll link a bunch of videos where we get into the nuts and bolts of different strategies in the show notes below. And as alluded to before, your options when it comes to improving everything we just talked about are wide-ranging. So pick something you enjoy or try things out until you find something you enjoy. There's yoga, Pilates, bar, traditional body weight work such as push-ups, squats, burpees, planks, jumping jacks, lunges. There's free weight and functional options like using dumbbells, barbells, or kettlebells to squat, deadlift, row, clean, press. You can run, jog, ruck, love rucking, or even do individual or team sports like golf, tennis, pickleball, ultimate frisbee, and even log rolling, if you so please. I mean, you ever see that on TV? It's freaking amazing. I bet they live to 100 with that coordination. This list can go on and on. The hardest part for most people is overcoming that confidence and courage wall to just get started. So I urge you, just watch Dancing of the Stars and pretend you're training with them in your living room. Do something, but also take your time. Remember that it is you versus you against yourself. And when in doubt, close one eye and balance on your off foot for 30 seconds. That will tell you all you need to know. Good moving.